legitimate bog roll from our bathroom. Thank you very much. Hello everybody, I hope you are well. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Today, we are attempting to make a giant sushi. Yes, if you're new to the channel, there's been giant food on here for quite a while. There's a playlist, so please feel free to have a marathon after this video and catch up on all the other ones before suggesting a new one down below. I like to have some fun here on the channel, as you know, but also set myself a challenge. Now, giant sushi, there's a very easy way that I could have gone with this. I have a larger slow cooker than this, so you need to use your imagination. It's out in the garage, it's quite cold, I can't be bothered to go out there, but imagine this is a slightly smaller version of the slow cooker. I could put the sushi rice in this, right? This is where you really need your imagination. Now imagine this is a massive piece of salmon. I could drape it over the top once the rice is taken out, and I'd make one of these. Just a sushi, a standard, I can't remember what they're called, on a big scale. That would be pretty cool. But no, I think, well, for a few reasons, I think this one's gonna be a bit more challenging, and also the smell of the salmon, a massive thing of salmon just left out. Mrs. Barry probably would hate that. So we're gonna try and make, I think they're called sushi Maki or Maki. Maki is what I used to call McDonald's when I was a kid. You know, I'm just going to Maki's. You know the one with like the seaweed sheets that you roll up? But I want it bazooka of sushi. In fact, that's a gadget that I've got. You know, the sushi bazooka, this thing made sushi insanely well. That's just give me an idea. If it was all right for the gadget, maybe I replicate this. I was gonna try and look for some sort of maybe like shower mat, like bamboo thing to replicate one of those big sushi mats. Have we got one of those? We haven't got one of those, and I've just jammed my drawers. I think I've got one of the kids' lunch boxes stuck in the drawer. Brilliant. Let's go to the shops. We're gonna need a lot of rice. Here we go then, guys, B&Q. I'm thinking bucket. If it weren't for that angle, that would be perfect. I was thinking about getting something from the old drain section, looking for pipage. Look at that, that's a little mini bazooka kit, but it ain't big enough. So, I'm thinking paint pot. You know those buckets that a decorator puts his paint in? All right, I just popped in the supermarket and got a load of fillings, peppers, spring onions, we've got some tuna, okay, good fish to go in there. The only problem I've got is the seaweed sheets, the nori. They sell them in half sheets. So when it comes to that, we might have to weave it together quite a bit. We'll find a way. The other thing is I bought 2 of those buckets. I'm gonna slice the bottom ends off these both, then tape it together to create a slightly larger mold. Let's do it. All right, so we're back. Oh no! I've got 3 kilos of sushi rice, which should be enough. Well, we'll make it enough because we can force it into our mold. I've only ever done it to package instructions, but to save time, I kind of just want to make a big mass. So we're gonna need the big pan. Going into a bit of a mini rice festival at the moment, like with the whole Rice Krispie making last week. That was intense. Holy schmoly! Oh, and here's some spare that I had from a packet we had in the cupboard. Might as well load it up. That is a lot of rice. This stuff gets super murky when you first take out the packet, so you must wash it. I mean, I wash all my rice anyway, just to get it nice and clear with the water. You see how dirty that water is? Normally takes about 4 or 5 washes. Like myself when I have a shower in the morning. Knew that would happen. I just tried to move the camera to show you on the last little wash. Dropped the pan, didn't I? And I've just had a rice explosion on the side. So the thing with sushi rice is once it cooks, it kind of absorbs all of the water. And I've never done it en masse before like this. I've actually got nearly 13 times as much as it says on the side of a standard pack. So that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna ratio up the water. So I'm gonna need about 4 liters. Okay. Oh, it's getting high. Oh no. Well, the cool thing is it's all going to get absorbed, right? All right, so we now put the lid on and we bring this up to a boil. I think we'll just cook it until all the water gets absorbed so we can focus on our... All right, so I've just washed these buckets, and what we're gonna do is trim off the bottom, the base bits here, to join. And now I might not have enough rice for all of this, but it's gonna give me a little bit more than I had with just, I mean, this would be good. In fact, that, looking at it now, that is a nice chunk. But I wanna have a little bit more so I can hopefully slice through it at the end. So we'll slice off the bottoms, bond it together with some tape, and then hopefully, holy schmoly, we'll have a nice sushi mold. So, let's trim our bottoms off. All right, my dad station, that's what I'm gonna call it, is set up. I'm gonna saw off my bottoms on my buckets. Now, I'm a little worried about starting just yet because of the rice, but it needs to be left anyway to cool down, and I'm worried about the height level of the water. It's quite close to the edge there. I'm gonna get it simmering, try and get it to a low simmer. It's gonna simmer for 10 minutes, so once it's doing that, we'll saw our bottoms off. So it's coming to a simmer, and it's getting absorbed. I think that's the right word to use. Rice is trying to jump out of the pan, but look at that. That's what we want. It's going down. This whole pan is going to be full of rice. Maybe I'll just use this. But I'm still going to saw that up anyway. That'd be kind of. But this is an even better shape than that. I just want to saw up the buckets. Oh yes. Oh, look at this. That is filled with rice. And that has been 10 minutes and I can't hear any more water in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it off the heat and leave it to stand for half an hour, which is what you would do anyway. But this could be the perfect shaped cannon thing for our rice. Ooh. Because effectively what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it cool down, in fact steam a bit more in the pan. Once it cools down properly, you know how sort of rice goes so solid? I'm going to then turn it out like a big rice sandcastle, and then we'll try and core it out and fill it. If it collapses, that's when this thing comes in. So you're kind of a backup now, otherwise I've got no use for this. Also, bonus, if we do successfully manage to turn that out onto the counter to hold that shape, which is perfect, well, if we then manage to successfully core it, we'll then end up with a toilet roll of rice. In the meanwhile, I've just done some prep. I've got some tuna, cucumber that I've just quartered, taking the middle bits out, pepper, carrots, and a whole spring onion. There's no point slicing them because we'll just, you know, I've taken the heads off, but you know, you'll take a slice out and it'll be a slice. I'm not sure whether to core it in here and fill it, or my other option, and my preferred option, which I'm going to do now, is to turn it onto here, let it cool a little bit upright, and then try and core it. Because if it fails then, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Legitimate bog roll from our bathroom. Thank you very much. So it's cooking upright like this at the moment without the hole, right? That's, to me, strong, yeah? But when I turn it out and it cools and then I want to flip it to roll it, you see, like that. Mrs. Barry's going to wonder what I've done to the bog roll, isn't she? Baking parchment on a board. Oh, that is so heavy. That is so heavy. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. Oh. So now it's going to cool down. It's supposed to snow today, so it's quite cold outside. It won't. It's England. It will just be windy. I might give it a little tappy tap tap, sandcastle style. And as I say, if it doesn't fail, we've got our plan B. Is he going to go and sniff it? Yes, he is. You're not going to get that rice. You're not going to get it, mate. All right, it's nice and cool now. I just tightened the handles on both sides with the screwdriver because it was a little bit wobbly. I do not want this to come off. I think it's gonna stick. We'll find out. Oh, oh my gosh. It's out. It's blooming out. I've got to lift it really slowly and steadily. Ugh. It's a bit warmed on the bottom. I think I've made a marshmallow. I don't care. That'll do for me. The other side will be the show side. Where's all that heat come from? It's beautiful. It's beautiful though. So, you know, you can see where it's slightly warmed. Right. Well, I'm going to have to let this cool some more, aren't I? Look, can you see that? Angry marshmallow. It's nice and cool in here, so that should. I thought it was completely, the top was freezing. Well, I guess it was that charred bottom bit. Okay, so this is nori, sheets of seaweed. So these are half ones. My plan originally, if you wet them, it kind of sticks together. I was gonna make a huge mat of seaweed. Now, I'm not doing that. I've changed my mind because with this concept, with that being so upright, I'm gonna kind of wallpaper it. It's now cooled down. It's not chilled, but it's room temperature. This thing is kind of like a sun. It's so warm, but now it's actually a little bit lighter. So we've got a core out the middle. I've got the trusty tin out of the cupboard there, and we're going for this cookie cutter. I don't know. My theory is we're taking a lot of the strength out of the middle. It would be good to actually bake the rest of the sides before putting the seaweeds in, just to give it a little bit of a, I don't know, structure around there. But this does feel good. You can see I can be pretty rough with it. There we go. Wow, that took a while, but I can be pretty rough with it, and I'm gonna have to do this a little bit at a time and just scoop it out. The good thing is our kids absolutely love sushi. I'm gonna need this water and a brush for the nori to stick it together in a minute, wallpaper it, hopefully. But this will also help if I brush it onto our knife and going for a much larger one. It'll stop the rice sticking to it. So a little bit of this, or you can use vinegar. Oh my gosh. You see how much that sticks? And we're just scooping it out and sticking it in there. It's still hot right in the core. Look, can you see that smoke coming back up? This thing does not cool down. You can see what I meant about the toilet roll thing now though, right? Might even steam up the lens, I don't know. See that? There it is. Crazy. I'm feeling very confident now. Maybe too confident. We're now gonna, whilst it gives it a chance to cool down again, we can still put it out in the garage, but we'll get the nori sheets wrapped around. This is my head for scale. I don't know if it's just gonna stick straight on there. No, it needs to be wetted. That's cool. And hopefully this should cling to it. Oh my gosh. Look at that. And then, if we want, we can get the brush and that'll really grip. Yes. I've got an idea. I've got a baking tray full of water, and to get it wet straight away, stick it in there. Oh, that is much better. Right. Soak and apply. Oh yes, look, right down to the bottom there. The ingredients are going to get filled in here now as much as we can. Ideally filling it will prevent any movement really, but then when we turn it I might need to tidy up the side that's facing, but it should all be in there. We'll see how we go, right? Alright, so I've got my fillings and there's no real strategy here. The only thing I'm thinking is with the tuna, because I can really mush that up, I'm probably going to stick that in the middle so it will real fill it. So I'll do the sides and do this last. So I've got some cucumber. It's gonna probably all tuck that together. The spring onions. Carrots are kind of just taking everything over. Peppers, I'm gonna try and get that down one side. Yes. Now I've not got much of a gap for my tuna in there, so I'm actually gonna use a chopstick instead. Maybe this is what chopsticks were designed for all along. Ramming your tuna into your giant sushi. I'm just cramming it in so I can fill it in all those little gaps, and then we'll make it look pretty at the end. For the last 15 minutes, I've just been stood staring at it going, I really hope this works. I just want it to hold its shape when I flip it. I'm also regretting sitting it on baking parchment now. It was good before, but okay. Should we do it? Oh, it's clammy. It's clammy. Oh. Oh. Shiver me timbers. It's worked. I ain't moving it too much, but that has worked. It wants to move more. 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 It wants to move more, but that has worked. All right, this was me taking a thumbnail just so I could get a thumbnail. Sushi! Let's slice this beast open. Oh my gosh. It does look like a toilet roll though, doesn't it? I got my chopsticks ready. I got my soy. I got my wasabi. Got my carving knife. I think we are ready. This will probably go everywhere, spoiler alert. The only thing I'm gutted about is that I didn't flavour the rice because I thought I was going to be using our big buckety thing prop. So if any of you guys want this, I can send it to you if you want. Let me know. Give me a reason in the comments why you'd want this and I will legitimately send it to you, wherever you are in the world. The thing that worries me is the weight. Oh my gosh. When I put it down like that, see some of the tuna's falling out? It wants to just become flat, like the bog roll earlier, okay? Oh, here we go. Oh no, with soy sauce. Hey, that ain't bad though. Hey, that's still pretty good. That's a better thumbnail actually. That looks amazing in there. So break a bit off there. Kind of want some seaweed on it, hang on. Yeah, just gonna put it together. All right, a little bit of wasabi, bit of soy. Oh, that has got some kick. Wow, too much wasabi. That is good. But you know what? It's a jolly good thing my kids like sushi, so I'm gonna tidy this up and we will be having it for probably the rest of the week. Another giant food in the bag though, so don't forget to have a barrel for now. Check out the rest of them and the other 1,400 plus videos here on the channel. Some of you guys want to see a giant Kinder Bueno next, Toblerone, stuff like that. Keep the suggestions coming if they're not already on the playlist. And I'll see you again next time. Whoa.
Check your level, player. No matter what your style, the kitchen's for me. Simon's moustache, goatee, maybe all three.
Little thank you to Stuart. I'm going to censor the tweet a little bit, but you'll understand what he meant. After eating that, I think he might be right. Goodbye.